Hi there, welcome to the vlog. Yep, look at this. I'm in the bar, but I'm not in just the bar. This is in my mom's basement. My dad built this here years ago and we had many really cool parties. And I can be a DJ for you. I can play you some nice music, or I can offer you like a free drink. Maybe you like an ice cold Beck's beer. But maybe you're not a beer drinker. We got some Chantreux from France. Still stuff in the bottle. We got Pernod avec de l'eau. And believe it or not, we got Jägermeister. That makes you really crazy. But like I said, all the drinks are free for you today. I'm paying. And why don't you just relax, sit back, maybe you want to get some popcorn and watch the German in Venice, how he went to the United States of America for the first time. And maybe you want to know why I'm all crazy about America. Even my mom still asks me, what was it that makes you so crazy about America? Why do you love it so much? What's the difference? And I have to tell you a couple stories before the main story. And it all happened in 1972. Remember this guy here? This is Mark Spitz. He won 7 gold medals for USA. And when I saw this picture for the first time, there was something that made click here. And I really loved his trunks, the stars and the stripes. I don't really know what it was. Maybe it was the way he looked. Maybe it was the gold medals. Something really made me crazy, and I wanted those trunks no matter what. And here's the story. I was a really good swimmer too when I was little, because my dad played in the national water polo team as a goalkeeper, and that was in Uerdingen. They had like a big pool. It's called SC Eger Uerdingen. And when my dad didn't have to work, every weekend he was there, and I was there even during the week in the summertime, 7 days a week. I was swimming. I was a really good swimmer. And I told my mom, I really want those Mark Spitz Stars and Stripes trunks. My mom bought them for me and I loved them. And I was wearing them all the time. I didn't want to take them off. I was wearing them as underwear. Mom had to wash it. I was wearing it swimming. And then later on, my mom bought me my first Stars and Stripes t-shirt. And that's when I really fell in love with the United States of America. Not only that, there's another story I'm telling you right now. When I came to America, I talked to Louis, my friend, and I told him that I really like Mark Spitz. And he said his dad swims every Thursday with Mark Spitz at UCLA swimming pool. I didn't have the chance to go there for some reason, and now I don't think he's doing it anymore. Maybe one day I will meet him. But that's how it all started. And not only because of the swimming, I also really liked the movies from America, the TV shows, and all kinds of stuff. I have a picture of me being here at the swimming pool. I don't wear the Stars and Stripe trunks, but I just want to show you that I was also playing water polo then. I could not find the picture when I was wearing those Stars and Stripe trunks because we got thousands and thousands of pictures and I don't know where to find them. I had to go through all of them. I can't find it, so maybe next time. But like I said, it was not only because swimming. I liked the movies and I liked the TV shows, Baywatch. That was later on. And I really liked all those little stories about Venice Beach, people breakdancing, dancing, and skateboarding, surfing. I wanted to do all this stuff. I said, I love it. I one day want to be in Venice Beach. And that's how everything started. It's hard to believe, but how I actually got there and what happened, that was a coincidence too. So you never know if it's really a coincidence in your life or not, or maybe stuff happens gradually that you actually get your dreams fulfilled. I'm not sure, but maybe that's what it is. But this is what happened, how I got there. So back then, when I was 15 years old, one day I was mowing the lawn right here at my parents' house. So all this here used to be grass, and I'm here, the young GIV, mowing the lawn. And then I hear a voice from across the street. There was a lady looking out the window, and she asked me, "Hey, would you like to mow my lawn one day?" And I said, "Sure. Where do you live?" And she said, "Minneapolis." I said, "Minneapolis? That's in America, right?" She says, "Yeah, but our property is so big, you actually sit on the lawn mower and it takes forever to do it." And I said, "Sure, I would do it. When do you want me to come over?" My parents were really good friends with our neighbors over here, and her sister came to visit from Minneapolis. And since we always used to go there and play canasta over there. So in the next couple days, we went over there and my parents talked to them and they said, "Sure, he can go there." My vacation was coming up. My school vacation is about 6 weeks. And I said, "Sure, I'm going to come over for 6 weeks." And my other neighbor, just 2 doors down, happened to be a travel agent. So I went there the next day and he booked me a flight to Minneapolis. And the funny thing is, I flew with KLM from Amsterdam. He actually drove me 2 hours to Amsterdam and dropped me off at the Schiphol, and that's how I went to America. So I would like to introduce you to my neighbor. She was really good friends with my parents. Her husband passed away. She doesn't live here anymore, but that was her. And her sister came to visit from America. She used to live in Minneapolis, the land of the 10,000 lakes. Can you believe it? And she was married to an American, and they had quite some money. I think they owned like a few barbershops. I don't really know if they call them barbershops. That's where ladies could get their hair done. The saloon, I believe, hair saloon. So she came to visit and she got to meet me, and that's why she probably invited me. I really don't know how old she was. Back then, when I was like 15, everybody seems like old, but I'm guessing she was like in her 40s and she was married to a guy older, but they were really wealthy. And like I said, they were living in Minneapolis. So here I am. I think I'm actually 16 years old, not 15, going by myself to America, flying from the Schiphol by myself to Minneapolis. And she picked me up from the airport. And I got so excited. She picked me up in the Cadillac. And I was like, wow, for the first time in my life, I've seen a Cadillac. And when I got out of the plane and you smell, the air is different in Minneapolis than it was here in Krefeld. So she picked me up and we driving. I see all those big trucks, those cars. I see all those big signs on everywhere, like Coca-Cola signs. Big commercials. I saw a police officer. I had to take a picture. And driving through the city, I was like, wow, this is America. And I couldn't believe it. When we actually drove on her property, she used to live on Lake Minnetonka. I don't know if you're familiar with Lake Minnetonka. It's a huge lake. You stand on one side, you can't even see the end of the other side. So what happened is we drove on her property, and it took like, I don't know how many minutes to get from the entrance of her property all the way to her property. And they had like a little driveway. It goes like in a circle. And I'm seeing the house. I was like, wow, it was a huge house. I never seen a house like this. I see the Cadillac and she drives into the garage. There was like a station wagon, which I've seen on television shows, you know. I was like, this can't be happening. I was so excited, yeah? And then seeing everything so huge, and there's nobody else living next to her. It's like a huge property. And wow, the first day, the husband came out and he says, "Hey, you ever drove a car before?" I said, "No. In America, you can drive a car when you're 16, you have somebody next to you. And in Germany, you have to be 18. He said, those are the keys for the Cadillac. Hump in the car. And he was sitting next to me and I was driving for the first time. around on their property. It's like, wow. And then later on, a couple of times, she let me drive to like a gas station or somewhere because she was an adult and she let me drive the car with 16. It's unbelievable. So now it's time to go into the house. And I feel it like yesterday. You open up the door and cold air is coming up to you because they have the air condition on. I've never seen an air condition in Germany before. We have a heater, but not an air conditioner. I was like, wow, it was so hot outside. You walk in, so nice and cool. I walk in and I look in the living room. They got carpet this thick. And you walk on it, it's like you sink in. It feels so good. It's like, oh my God, how nice is this? So then I walk into the kitchen. I was like, what? The kitchen was huge. They have this countertop. I never seen this in Germany either. We have like a little table. You can walk around. That's where she prepared the sandwiches sometimes. And then I look at the refrigerator and that was like, no way. That's how I seen it on television. They have like this huge stainless steel. You have to open it up with two hands. You open it up and I see this 1 gallon milk in there. I said, what is this? This is the milk. And I'm like, oh, it's like this big. In Germany, we got like little small milk like this. And I was like, what? And then I look on the side. I said, what is this? There's an ice maker. You go like, gives you ice. And I was like, I was in heaven. It's just, I couldn't believe it. And I can remember all this stuff. This is all stuff I've never seen before. And that's why I like America, because of those things. And I also remember it was 1985 and some people say they didn't have internet back then. But I remember playing backgammon with some other dude in New York. So I don't know how that works. So you could write and say, hey, how you doing? And you were playing backgammon at the same time. And you also could order food at the grocery store. You make a whole list, you log in, you tell them what you want, and then they prepare everything. You drive there and they put it outside on the converter belt. You drive by and you just grab it and put it in your car. That was amazing. And the whole house. So then she said, oh, this is your room right here. I open up the room, it's like huge. And it has my own shower in there. Bathroom and shower. So you know how all those houses have like 6 baths, 5 bathrooms, bedrooms, just like this. I had my own bedroom, shower, bathroom. I was like, I want to live here. I don't even want to ever go back to Germany. And wow, that was pretty awesome. The lady did not work at all. Sometimes she played golf. She was hanging out with friends. So sometimes she dropped me off in families where they had like kids my age or younger, and I could hang out with them. Remember, I could not speak English well. She was German, so we could talk German all the time. So she wanted me to learn some English. That's why she put me in those families with the kids so I speak English. And here we go. She brought me over to Amy's house. Amy is blonde, good looking, and that's her boat. And she says, when she dropped me off, Amy says, hey, Mike, you want to go for a ride in the boat? I said, yeah. So we're going to go on Lake Minnetonka. And there's this huge lake. In the middle of the lake, they have like a bar called Lake Fletcher, I think. Or like, it's an island. It's called Lake Fletcher. This is where you can pull up on your boat. And they have like a bar, disco, nightclub. You can only get there by boat, but I was too young to drink. She was too young to drink, so we just had like a Coca-Cola. We were just hanging out and she was showing me how to use the boat. She let me ride the boat and it was crazy. Then she went over to her parents' house and we had to pick something up at the factory and her dad was there. They had a huge factory and making those. They had like lights, you know, those shades, those sunshades. They had like lights. They had all kinds of stuff you can buy on Temu, all kinds of stuff. And he was from Turkey. So he met me and he liked me so much. He said, Mike, whatever you can carry out here is for free for you. I was like, oh my God. So I like had a whole bunch of those hats and t-shirts and all kinds of stuff. And it was heaven. You know, it's like, is this really happening to me? So I got really lucky there when I was young. And I was in different families. Here you see a picture of the whole family. We just went and had barbecues somewhere on the lake, or we went to the movie theaters. Every day I went to different places, and not only they had 2 cars, they also had 2 boats, and it was time for me to walk down, and they have this boat, motorboat, you have to kind of like let into the water. But she said, well, we're gonna go later on this one. You're gonna use the little one. It's like one of those, and then you just go on the lake. And I was riding along the lake, and you can't really see the end. It's like almost like an ocean. And I was just on my boat by myself. I had so much fun. And when I came back a couple of days later, she said, hey, let's go out with the big boat. And I never was on the boat before either. So we were on the boat, and then she said, watch this. Her husband is there too. So she jumps in the water, and she got one of those water skis out. One ski, she's out water skiing on one ski. And now it was my time. So that was the first time. Here's a picture of me getting into the water, or like I have my safety vest on, my, what is it called? And now I'm in the water. First I tried with 2, and I could do it really quick because I was a good swimmer and I had kind of had balance. So later on, when I get out of the water, you kick one ski off and that's it. And you go in the water. And I remember going on one ski, going really fast. I'm getting better and better. And then I fall into the water, and the lady tells me, hey, I'm going to go pick up the other ski. I'll be right back. And here I'm by myself floating in the water. Here comes the police, one of those police boats. And he says to me, hey, what are you doing here? And I said, oh, my friend is holding the ski. You know, in Germany, when you hold something, you're holding the ski. And I thought holding is like she's going to get it. It's really complicated. But he was like, what? You're holding the ski? That means you hold the ski. But I was just saying, she hold, then sheer. That means she's going to pick up the ski. He didn't understand what I was saying. And I was in the water, and he said, come in the boat. So then I was on a police boat. You know, that was a good experience. Then the lady came. Everything was good, though. But those are all little things. That was pretty cool. And then you had those little tires, the tube inside the tires. They have those tubes. So they pulled us behind the boat with those tubes. Good times. But I heard Minneapolis is super cold in the wintertime. So I was only there in the summertime. And when she opened the hood one day, and I see all those electrical wires, and I said, what is that for? She said, in the wintertime, it's getting so cold, you got to plug the car in so it's not going to freeze. You know, otherwise you cannot drive the car. Whew, what else is there to tell? So we went to the fair. There's a couple of pictures of me, a Renaissance fair. And they have this game. You have to hold your balance. There's like a ladder, but it spins around. You really have to hold your weight. And I tried it. There's so many people looking at me. And I tried it, but I couldn't do it. There's another picture here. I show you how I fall down. Everybody's laughing at me, but we had a good time. Medieval festival it was. Get all the food there. I should have put that footage first where I'm actually mowing the lawn. That's the reason why I went over to Minneapolis. So it took me hours to actually cut the grass in the front yard. That's where I actually approached the property. At the end, when you go down to the water, they had some more grass, so I cut that place too. And all this I experienced because I was just mowing the lawn. You never know. Whatever you do, sometimes something happens and you change your life with this little situation you were in. Maybe if you see this video and you want to invite me over to Tahiti or Hawaii and you need your grass cut, I come over, I do it for you. I also wanted to show you how my room looked like upstairs. When I was a total American fan, I got the American flag. There's a couple pictures right here. Even my bed was American flag. I got the license plates. I got the pennants, I got baseball gloves, footballs, football helmets. There's even one picture of me wearing the whole football outfit. Like I said, I never know if I ever want to be a good football player or not, but just wanted to show you what it looks like. The whole time I've been talking, but I also have to check the pictures sometimes because that's what I want to talk about. So I want to show you the picture one more time of the lady in the boat. That was the day when we went out, and they have like a gas station on the little lake. So you pull up and then you fill up the gas. That was pretty cool. And there's something else I wanted to show you. You saw Amy laying in the boat, and on the corner you can see there's a t-shirt there. And believe it or not, this is the t-shirt right here. It is 40 years old. It says USA on it. Look at this. 40 years old. I wish it would still fit me, but it doesn't. And the other day, the coolest thing I saw, that Michael J. Fox had the same shirt on. And I was like, what? So that's what I wanted to show you. 40 years old, I still have it. Maybe it's like a vintage. Maybe I can sell it, but I don't really want to sell it. It's 40 years old. See, the German in Venice collects stuff. So I also have pictures of us going fishing. And sometimes I told the lady, can you take some pictures of me? And you can see she cut almost half of the fish off right there. But we went fishing, caught some good fish. And then at night, we did barbecue. That's also the first time I went to a mall. And I couldn't believe it. Normally, I always saw it in the movies or Dr. Huxtable when they all were hanging out at the mall. All the kids meet at the mall. And I was in the mall in Minneapolis. That mall was special big, so I'm like, oh my God, looking everywhere. And all those experiences, it's like when I came back to Germany, it's like, I was so depressed. My mom went crazy. I was crying all the time. She said, what is wrong with you? Aren't you happy? I said, no, I'm not happy. I opened my mom's refrigerator and the milk falls out because it's a small refrigerator. The other one you had to open with 2 hands. So this one. And I'm saying, you don't have the carpet here. You don't have this. It's raining. It's cold. It's like, I was miserable. I was crying all the time. And my mom did not know what to do. And what I did also over there, I went to a school, a high school. I met some other guys my age. And we were lifting weights, and the one guy was a football player for the high school. And they asked me if I want to be on the school team, or like if I want to go to school there. And they looked at me and I bench pressed a little bit, and they said, well, you might be a good football player. So I signed up to actually go to the high school in Minneapolis. I forgot the name. And we did all the paperwork, and my goal was to go to America, to stay there for 1 year and go to high school. And when I went back from Minneapolis, I came back to school and we had a new girl in the class. And I've done a video about that before. You know the first name, her name was Yvonne, and she was brand new in the class. And I fell in love with her and she fell in love with me. And we were dating for a while, and now the time comes that I got to fill out more paperwork to actually go to America and go to high school. And she's like, Mike, I love you so much. And I say, yeah, I love you so much too. And I love you. And I decided not to go to Minneapolis to school. And who knows how my life would have changed. Maybe I would have been a professional football player. Who knows? We're never going to know. But I think that's one of my biggest mistakes I ever made in life, to listen to a girl and not pursue my dreams. And the worst thing is, after like a year and something, I was still going to school, and she worked already as a nurse, and she left me for a doctor. And maybe that's why I always want to have some money. I saw them getting into a Mercedes, and I was like still riding the train because I was like 17 or almost 18. And I'm always like, man, that's not gonna happen again. So make sure you make some money, Mike, and that the girl is not gonna leave you for that. But you never know. Even if you have money, girls leave you. So that was one experience. And now you know why I like America so much. Everything is bigger, better. Now it changed a lot. The older you get, you think a little bit different. Now I'm thinking Germany is not that bad either. Germany is pretty cool. And who knows what my future brings. Now I'm here in Germany and I just take it day by day. But I hope you enjoyed this little video, and I have to look if I forgot some pictures I wanted to show you, but I think that's pretty much it. So if you happen to like this video, you might want to give it a thumbs up, push the notification bell, and subscribe to the German in Venice. Oh, here's something else. Look at this. Remember this thing? Used to be so expensive. People nowadays, the kids, they don't even know what this is and how to use it. This used to be so expensive to call America. It's like $3 or $4 a minute. My mom paid so much money when I was over there just to make phone calls. But we still have one of those phones left right here. Anyway, thank you for spending time with the German in Venice. I hope you enjoyed this. Maybe I can do some more. I have plenty of pictures of other vacations and stuff I experienced. I always like to take pictures. So see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Tschüssing.